Day 16. Following the path to the Whispering Lakes. The miner's words echo in your mind as you consider your next move. How can you possibly deal with the frost giant? Even with your training and skills, you stand little chance against such a formidable creature. As you ponder your options, a familiar voice cuts through your thoughts. You must hurry, Niam urges, appearing beside you as if from thin air. Her eyes are filled with concern, her voice laced with urgency. The order's grip tightens with every passing moment. Find the amulet before it's too late. You briefly explain your encounter with the miners and their predicament with the frost giant. Niam listens intently, her gaze fixed on the distant peaks where you last saw the giant. The frost giant is not your enemy, she reveals, her voice soft but firm. It is a creature of the Feywild, lost and confused in this realm. It seeks only to return home, but the thinning of the veil has disrupted its path. She places a hand on your shoulder, a surge of warmth flowing through you. I will help you communicate with the giant, she offers. Together, we can find a solution that benefits all. Niam guides you towards the giant's last known location, her presence a comforting beacon in the vast wilderness. As you approach, the ground trembles with each of the giant's heavy steps. The air grows colder, the winds carrying with it a scent of ice and snow. Niam raises her voice, calling out to the giant in a language that sounds like the crackling of ice and the howling of winter winds. The giant pauses, its massive head turning towards you. Its eyes, the color of glacial ice, fix on you with a mixture of curiosity and suspicion. With Niam acting as an intermediary, you explain the miners' situations, their fear and their inability to repair the dam while the giant remains a threat. You convey your desire to help, to find a solution that will allow the giant to return to the Feywild and restore peace to the Whispering Lakes. The giant listens, its expression softening as it understands your intention. It rumbles a response, its voice deep and resonant, echoing through the mountains. Niam translates, her voice filled with relief. The giant was attacked by the miners when it wandered too close to the camp, she explains. It means them no harm, but it is lost and confused. It wishes only to return to its own realm. The giant gestures toward a narrow pass hidden amongst the peak. It knows a place where the veil is thin, Niam translates. A place where it can cross back into the Feywild, but it needs your help to reach it safely. The task is clear. You must guide the frost giant through the treacherous mountain pass, protecting it from the miners and ensuring its safe passage back to the Feywild. In return, the giant will leave the Whispering Lakes in peace, allowing the miners to repair the dam and restore the flow of clean water. It is a delicate alliance, a fragile hope in the face of daunting challenge. But with Niam by your side and the fate of the Whispering Lakes hanging in the balance, you're ready to face whatever dangers lie ahead. The river's source. The woods fall silent as you catch your breath, the adrenaline slowly fading. You've managed to evade the knights, at least for now. But their presence lingers, a constant threat lurking in the shadows. As you cautiously make your way towards the river's source, a low growl sends a shiver down your spine. You freeze, your senses on high alert. From the shadows emerge the familiar forms of the snow wolves, their eyes glowing with an eerie luminescence in the dim light. They circle you, their movements fluid and silent, their growls a chilling reminder of their predatory nature. You recognize them as Niam's companions. But their demeanor is different now, their eyes lacking the warmth and trust you saw there before. They are guardians of this territory and you are an intruder. The wolves make mock lunges, their teeth bared, their snarls echoing through the trees. They are testing you, gauging your threat level. You stand your ground, your hand hovering over your sword hilt, but you avoid making any sudden movements that might trigger an attack. Suddenly the wolves' attention shifts. Two knights emerge from the undergrowth, their swords drawn, their faces grim. They've heard the commotion and are drawn to the scene like moths to a flame. "Wolves!" one knight exclaims, his voice filled with surprise and disdain. "Kill them!" The knights charge towards the wolves, their swords flashing in the moonlight. The wolves, their instincts taking over, respond with a ferocity that surprises even you. They move with a coordinated precision, their pack tactics honed by years of hunting in these woods. One wolf lunges at a knight, its jaws snapping shut around his arm. The knight cries out in pain, his sword clattering to the ground. Another wolf darts forward, its teeth sinking into the knight's leg, bringing him crashing down. The remaining knight, outnumbered and outmaneuvered, fights bravely, but he is no match for the wolves' relentless assault. They surround him, their snarls echoing through the trees, their eyes glowing with a predatory hunger. Within moments, the knight falls and his cry is silenced by the wolf's deadly embrace. You watch the scene unfold, your heart pounding in your chest. The wolves, their bloodlust satisfied, turn their attention back to you. You take a step back, your hand instinctively reaching for your sword. But the wolves, seemingly uninterested in further conflict, melt back into the shadows, leaving you alone with the fallen knights and the chilling silence of the forest. You continue your journey. The encounter with the wolves is a stark reminder of the dangers that lurk in these woods. The river's source is close now, but the path ahead remains uncertain. The Order's pursuit, the wolves' presence, and the mystery of the amulet all weigh heavily on your mind. But you press on, your resolve strengthened by the knowledge that you are not alone in this fight. The whispers of the river, the guidance of the Fae, and the memory of those who believe in you fuel your determination to complete your quest and restore balance to the realms. The Forgotten Shrine. The cavern opens into a vast chamber, its walls adorned with shimmering crystals that cast an ethereal glow. A subterranean stream flows through the center of the chamber, its waters crystal clear, its surface reflecting the shimmering lights above. But your path is blocked by a curious figure. A Grigg. A creature of the deep earth stands guard, its eyeless face a mask of stone, its segmented body glistening with moisture. It raises its long, chitinous claws, barring your way. "Halt, traveler," the Grigg rasps, its voice echoing through the chamber. "This pass is not for the faint of heart. Only those who possess wit and wisdom may proceed." The Grigg presents you with a riddle, its voice a chilling whisper. "I am always hungry. I must always be fed. The finger I lick will soon turn red. What am I?" You have 3 chances to answer correctly. Think carefully, for your life depends on your answer. The answer to the riddle is fire. If you answered the riddle correctly, the Grigg recoils slightly, surprised by your quick wit. Its claws twitch, and for a moment you see a flicker of disappointment in its stony face. A low growl rumbles deep within its throat, a sound that echoes ominously through the cave. "Humph," it grumbles, shifting its weight from one clawed foot to another. "It seems I am bound by ancient laws. You have answered correctly, and thus you may pass." It steps aside, reluctantly revealing the passage that leads deeper into the earth. You can almost feel the Grigg's hungry gaze following you as you move past, its disappointment palpable. You quicken your pace, eager to put some distance between yourself and the creature, its presence a lingering reminder of the dangers that lurk within these subterranean depths. If you do not answer the riddle correctly in 3 tries, the Grigg lets out a guttural hiss, its claws scraping against the cavern floor. "Incorrect," it rasps, its voice dripping with disdain. "Your ignorance is an insult to the Ancient Ones." It lunges forward, its claws flashing like daggers in the dim light. You raise your sword in a desperate attempt to defend yourself, but the Grigg's strength is overwhelming. Its claws tear through your armor, its grip crushing your bones. You cry out in pain, your vision blurring, your strength failing. The Grigg's eyeless face looms over you, its maw opening to reveal rows of razor-sharp teeth. You struggle, but your resistance is futile. The Grigg's powerful jaws clamp down on your body, its crushing force extinguishing your life. Your quest ends here in the depth of the Forgotten Shrine, your body a feast for the creature that guards its secret. The amulet remains lost, the Order's lies unchallenged, the balance of the realms teetering on the brink. But even in death your spirit endures. Your courage and your determination and your unwavering belief in the power of good will echo through the ages, inspiring others to take up the mantle and fight for the preservation of the realms. Your sacrifice will not be forgotten. Feel free to make another choice earlier in the story.